All right, ready guys? We're going to talk about the year of movie watching. I've talked about this in kind of tidbits and giving you hints, but tonight I'm going to give you a look on the whiteboard at is what it exactly looks like in a timeline type of setting. Now, you look at your calendar. I know your calendar starts January the 1st, but the season of movie watching year begins about March 30th, probably at the earliest, preferably on a Friday. And it started last year, I think it was on the 30th, and maybe it had even been a little bit before that, maybe like the 29th, but we're keeping it a nice even at March 30th is the very earliest now. And it started last year with The Terror at Red Wolf Inn. It was about spring break, and that was when spring break was starting. That's a great one to start your movie watching with, but your movie watching year, or April Fool's Day, of course. So this one goes all the way, this period goes all the way through May the 31st. It is by far the longest in the seasons of movie watching, and we call this season simply the spring season of movie watching. And it is packed full of a lot of joy, and it's got just a lot of great movies, tons of must-watch films in there as we kind of see the season changing and turning to summer. It covers a lot of ground, both on the calendar and in films. This is one that I talked about last year on video, but I did not give you a whiteboard series. So I cannot wait to bring you that one this year and talk about it in depth. It's going to be a long video. All right, so we continue after roughly, think of it like Memorial Day, but June the 1st, so post Memorial Day, June the 1st through June the 30th begins a new season of movie watching. And I gave you a whiteboard series on that last year and broke it down. I'll have to look back at that and see if there's any changes to it. If I need to, I'll do it again, but I probably won't need to. And we call this one simply the June season of movie watching. It continues into July 1st to the 31st of July. This one has a little bit of July 4th in there, themes and other things, camps. I've talked about the themes when I did this one on the whiteboard and this one on the whiteboard last year. Some of the themes are kind of the same, but we call this one just the July season, and it's a very good one. Into August. Now, August is a little different. It goes August 1st to Labor Day is the last day. So the latest Labor Day can be is the 7th, I believe, the 6th or the 7th. So somewhere in there. So August, through the 31st, and then a few days after, so a little bit longer. And we call that just the August season. August is a very good one too. These kind of run together. You could just put these 3 months together and just call it the summer season if you wish, but the films here and here and here are a little different, and they're slightly tweaked in terms of the themes and where they fit in, so they are separate seasons, and it's definitely good to keep it that way. All right, post August season, we go Labor Day. This should say Tuesday after Labor Day. It should be the day after Labor Day through October, and this might be a little confusing, but October, it's the first, we're going to call it whatever Friday falls in here. Is that right? 8? Yeah. So whatever Friday falls into this period. This is something that we worked on and perfected very recently, this week. And we call this period here, which is roughly anywhere from a month to maybe close to 5 weeks. We call this one the end of summer, beginning of autumn, or start of fall season. Okay, this one has some must-watches, a few must-watches. It's a little more laid back with not a whole lot of great ones. Next we have October, this should be like a Thursday. Okay, so this should be like the 7th through the 13th. Let me fix that for you guys. So this should be the 7th through the 13th, yeah. So a slight change there. Okay. All right, this one is for the ending of summer, start of fall. And then we go to, so this is a Thursday. All right, I'm gonna make that correction as well to make it a little clearer. Some of these can be a little difficult to. All right, so this will be a Thursday, boys. And then this one is a Friday. Now last year, 2 years ago, this began on Friday the 13th, okay? And it goes to October the 31st. We call it, and it's the oldest existing season of movie watching in the books, and it is, of course, Horror Fest, baby. All right, and just a little possible change here. This can be November 1st. So if I've mentioned this before, you can end it on November 1st, but no later. All Saints Day is November 1st. That is when the movie The Gates of Hell 1980 takes place, or the climax of it, on All Saints Day, November 1st. Also, which is a major movie in the Horror Fest season. Also, Halloween 2 takes place on November 1st. So you have a couple of options there. If you want to extend it, I've personally never done it. Now with Horror Fest, some people, Darth, Andy, others, begin this October 1st. And they kind of help lead us into it. But this is your general Horror Fest time. After Horror Fest, we have our first break of the year. So this is a period of about 3 weeks. November 1st or 2nd goes all the way up to the Sunday before Thanksgiving, which can be as early as November 18th, as late as November 24th. Okay. So this break in here can be pretty long. In fact, last year it was 24 days because we had Thanksgiving as late as it can be. All right. The 24th. Okay. All right. Post Horror Fest through pre-holidays, the pre-holidays, kind of the name for it. So yeah, I'm just doing a. Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm just doing a movie thing. That's all right.
We can borrow some chairs.
Oh yeah, well yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, how many do you need? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. All right.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, it's part of the thing. All right. Is that all? Okay. All right. If you need any more, I can just ask. Okay. All right. Okay. So we got they need some chairs and a little party in there. All right. Not a Horror Fest party, but all right. So we got let's see so this little period is a break. Okay. Right in here. Okay. The pre-holidays. After that, we go to and this is set. This is now 2 years in the making, and now we have it set, I think, perfectly. After only 2 years, we decided that Thanksgiving Fest is Monday, the Monday before Thanksgiving, which is as early as the 19th, as late as the 25th, and then it goes to Saturday as the last day, the Saturday after Thanksgiving, which is as early as the 24th, as late as the 30th. It was the 30th last year, that Saturday. It was the latest it could be, and then it turned perfectly over to the next season, December 1st. Okay, so this is Thanksgiving Fest, and then we have a change here. So this next season begins as early as November 25th. In the past, it's always been December 1st. I think we may have had it a little later, but most recently we've always had it like this, the December 1st. Now we've decided it can be as early as the 25th. So we always go to Sunday after Thanksgiving is when it starts. You do something like a little cartoon, the Grinch or something on that, and then to kind of lead you into Christmas Fest, which now is a change, ends on December 25th. So we do not take it any further than that. This is a group decision because it simply has never worked as far as what you like holiday movies that you watch after Christmas Day. There's the day after Thanksgiving. I did a couple of years ago. There was another short film called The Day After Thanksgiving. The day after Christmas, the day after Christmas, and there's just not really much there. So I think it's perfect to cut it off on Christmas Day. All right, Ricky's birthday, and then we go to a very small break, which is December 26th. This is a change to December 31st. Christmas Fest used to be through the 31st of December. No longer. Okay, so we can still have it a month. We still have it November 25th to December 25th. But after Christmas, we have this little break, the 26th to the 31st. And this is basically just a post-holiday black hole. And I kind of like this period. I really like this period of movie watchers. There's a couple films in there that are must-watches, and it's a nice little period in there. All right, the next season is January 1st, and then it ends on January 31st. So going back to kind of this kind of thing. Okay, it just covers a full month. Pretty simple. It's called the January season of movie watching. I broke this one down on the whiteboard for you and expressed how much I love it. This has a lot of great movies in it. January season of movie watching. Finally, the last one that we are in right now, begins February the 1st, and it goes all the way through March. This isn't kind of an estimate, so I'm just saying March the 9th. So I think it's like the Saturday of the time change, pretty much. Okay, so it's kind of somewhere in there, day or two, give or take. Okay, so we are coming down to the end. We're coming down to like 10 days left of this season, February 1st through March 9th. This one is probably the second oldest or third oldest movie watching season of all time, and it is called Omen season. A great season. Only has doesn't have that many must watches. Outside of the Omen pentology, there's only 2 must watches. Super Sunday 1988, since it happens during Super Bowl weekend, and tonight's feature presentation, The Cart Boy 1995, which I highly recommend that you watch. All right, so the year of movie watching concludes at the end of this season with Omen 4, The Awakening, 1991. That's when the season that's when the entire year comes to an end of movie watching. Okay, so some of you thinking, well, what about the little period from like March the 10th to here? Like, what about that little, which is this, through about March the 29th? There's like 3 weeks in there. And it's another period, kind of like this one, kind of like the pre-holidays period. It's just basically an off season, which is kind of fitting. It's almost like a spring training. You can think of it like a movie training season. I kind of like that better than off season. Movie training. Let's call it movie training, guys. I like that. Gotta get my orange marker here. All right. Party looks like it's pretty fun in there. All right. Go in there and snag some of their cookies, perhaps. All right. And we'll call that movie training. Okay. And you'll note, while I've got these in orange, this period, and then this thing after the year ends, that they are not official seasons, because they do not count as seasons of movie watching. They're like little off periods, little times you can get a break. Still watch movies, of course, but a little break. Okay. All right. So that's the year of movie watching, and I'd like to say that the ones that I've done on the whiteboard for you so far have been June season, July season. I've covered now this one I haven't covered. So this one I covered at Rio, and I've talked about it, but I didn't show it to you on the whiteboard. Okay, so I've only done this one, June, July, end of summer, start of fall. I've done Horror Fest. I've talked about, I even talked about Thanksgiving Fest, even though it's not a season. Okay, you could take these together and call it kind of the holidays season if you want. They do kind of run together, and some of these can be like Christmas related. I did Black Christmas last year, which is Thanksgiving, and for the final movie of Thanksgiving Fest, which helped lead into Christmas Fest. So that's an example of that. There's many other examples. This one, I talked about Christmas Fest, right? Yes, I did. I did Christmas Fest on the board, and then I did this one. I did January, I did August. So the only ones I haven't done on the whiteboard is in the spring and the August. So I owe you this coming up and this one. But this one, I plan to talk about as well. So this will be the next one. But let's have a little fun and do before I leave you, let's do just a quick ranking of the best seasons. Okay, so we'll call this now this is just off the top of my head, the ranking here, called Frank's Rank. Okay, so there are 9 total. So we'll go ahead and do it in red. All right, so this is not applicable. This is not applicable. This one is not applicable. Of course, this is not applicable either. All right, so we'll start with the lowest, and then so the lowest would probably be this one, end of summer, start of fall. It's just not a whole lot there. I know it's got the Pretender 1987, but it's just probably the weakest one, even though I do like it a lot. And then the next one would probably be, this might surprise some of you, Omen season. Coming in at number 8. Just because it's not deep at all. It's very, only Omen movies pretty much. The Omen pentology is great. makes it kind of a weak season. Okay, and then these are tough. The next one would probably be August, even though I really like August. It's probably the weakest of the three, even though it has so many good highlights. So this is where it gets a little bit tougher to rank. And then Christmas Fest. As much as I love Christmas Fest, it's just superseded by other great seasons. Okay? Go with July for number 5. Okay? And then July is a great season, but you know, that's how it is. And then we'll go with, I mean, I could put January as high as 2, but I'll just say 4. All right, so 4, and then let's see. I guess June would be 3. June is awesome. June is really good. These are really tight, these two, in January, and then second favorite will be Horror Fest, and then first favorite, I think, is the spring season of movie watching. So that's why I'm looking forward to bringing this to you in detail. But for now, I'm going to leave you with looking at the timeline of the movie watching, the year of movie watching timeline, and coming up next week, hopefully, I'll break down this little time here in movies that can be watched during that period. Thanks for watching. This is your timeline. Happy movie watching, everybody.